Hello, it is July 3rd, Friday. Made it to the end of the week. Yay! It's been quite the week. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. It's Zoo Day, July 4th. I will probably have a hot dog on the way down to the zoo, and then after the zoo, I'll go get myself a burger. I'm not a burger and hot dog kind of guy, but I feel like I have to do it on the July 4th, and I got to do both of them. Not, I may make my own burger. I got some ground beef. But I'll definitely go by 7-Eleven, get a hot dog there, because actually I find it's the only hot dogs I kind of like. Not big on hot dogs, but if I never had a hot dog for the rest of my life, I'd survive. But it feels like it's something I have to do, so I'll be doing that tomorrow. Today, news came out that President Trump basically is going to be announcing next week officially that this thing with the coronavirus, we're just going to have to live with it. I think it'd be better if he just went on TV for 5 seconds and just said, fuck it. Because that's basically what he's doing. It's fuck it. We're going to, just live with it. Because why do something about it? And again, the numbers it's staggering, when we're now at over 1,000 cases per day. Houston is at capacity. Dallas is about to hit capacity. It's out of control, and at least we're to wear masks now. So hopefully in 2 weeks we may start slowing the spread. But until then, the numbers are just picking up from what's been going on in the last few weeks. So, but yeah, fuck it is going to be the official response from the Trump administration. Our great leader, I'm using quotes as leader because I don't think of him as a great leader, is basically saying fuck it. So what? It's just mind-blowing, isn't it? He does, we're just gonna have to live with it. Well, yes, we're gonna have to live with it because you've done nothing about it to prevent it from spreading. Inaction causes death. Back in the 80s, we said silence equals death with the AIDS crisis. People didn't talk about it, so nothing was getting done, and it was causing people to die. Well, people are talking about it this time, but they're not doing really much of anything. So, it's up to each state to do whatever they're doing, and it's such disorganization because there's no cohesive plan. I'm glad Europe banned the United States because our country doesn't need to reinfect the globe again, since we're just basically going to let it run wild here. I keep track of Mexico because not only is it our neighbor to the south, my sister lives there still, and they're having it horrendous. They're the 10th worst country on the planet, and it's spreading like wildfire there. And it's interesting because they actually had a really good plan in place, which they planned out in first part of January of how they were going to cope with the disease in Mexico, way ahead of the United States. And their plan was sound. But their president, for the longest, didn't do anything about it. And, he thought that he actually showed some amulets and saying that will protect him from the coronavirus. So, that country, poor Mexico, is also having just so many problems. And my sister is in the age group of most concerned, so I'm concerned for her down there too. But she has always been a hypochondriac, so love her dearly, but that's the truth about my sister. The good thing about hypochondriacs is because they're so paranoid, they're going to take all the extra measures to isolate themselves. So she's doing that. So in this case, being a hypochondriac works. But yeah, fuck it is basically the official stance of the U.S. government towards COVID-19 now. I was talking to my mom yesterday, or was it earlier today? I don't know. These days all run together. And we were talking about how surreal all of this is. It's like a bad science fiction movie that's not very entertaining, and that it's going on for so long. And the fact that now we're all required to wear masks, it's like those 3 months we had, or 2.5 months that we had where we were so isolated and doing everything, was for naught because we reopened too soon. If you follow these videos, you know back then when they announced they're going to reopen, I was saying it's too soon because it's going to spread. It's going to go like crazy as soon as because we're reopening too soon. We needed a few more weeks to really get that curve and flatten it down. But the people were crying about, oh, my business is closed, so I can't go to work. And yes, it's rough. I mean, I'm living on poverty level now for 100 days, basically. Anybody want to donate money to me, go to mbsproductions.net and feel free to donate money because I'm still having to pay the rental for the rehearsal space. That's $1,200 a month that I'm having to pay in rent for something, and I can't produce any theater to recoup any of the expenses back. So I'm getting hit financially hard because I'm not able to do one of my sources of income is gone, which is the theater. And then personally, I'll take PayPal if you want to send me something because it's just like I was talking to my friend Larry, and I was just saying it's just been miserable. I mean, I'm staying home because of isolation, but due to the income difference, that I've experienced, I have to stay home because I can't afford to go out and do anything. To say the big treat is the Dallas Zoo tomorrow, because I haven't gone out and spent money frivolously. My only expenses are food, and I bought a couple masks. I did have to buy a pair of shoes because a pair of shoes I had finally wore out. I mean, they were looking pretty bad. I was like, so I found some on Amazon dirt cheap. But yeah, it's tough. So all those people that are complaining, if they close the businesses down, the people that complain the most are the people that are well-to-do. All of us poor folk, we're struggling and we're managing to figure out a way to do it. But it's tough. It's really tough being financially so pinched for so long and no end in sight. Will we get another subsidy from the government? Who knows? It goes back and forth. It's just pathetic. It's just pathetic. And yeah, so this whole American system of capitalism, I think the coronavirus has proven why we need to be a social democracy, a socialist democracy, because the way this works is not helping people. The fact that, Trump is trying to kill Obamacare health care in the middle of a pandemic. He just is trying to remove any health benefits for transgendered people in this country in the middle of a pandemic. More than anything now, we need the support. The fact that they were going to stop testing or funding the testing here in Texas because they just weren't going to pay for any more tests. And of course, our governor did beg the Trump administration to at least give us more tests for another month or to help pay for it so people don't have to pay it for out of pocket. Those tests are not cheap if you have to pay for it out of pocket. They're being subsidized right now. So it is fuck it. You're all on your own. And at least now the Trump administration is making that the official statement. So for all of you Trump supporters out there that might watch this, I doubt any of you are Trump supporters that watch me because you know my politics. But him saying fuck it, he says he basically doesn't care about you. So it's very evident. So you're going to be supporting a person that doesn't give a fuck about you because basically he's telling the country, fuck it when it comes to the coronavirus. Boy, I sure have dropped that F-bomb quite a bit today. It's just, I'm over it. I'm just over it. But I'll continue struggling. Struggle. And I was hoping to do a show in October. But that's up in the air, even though technically the theaters are open at 50%. I don't want to put my audiences at risk. I need to see, I've got the place reserved. But I can still cancel it out. And the way I was going to do the show, there would be no problem in social distancing the actors. So that was not going to be a problem. And then also keeping the audience separated because fortunately the theater that I do it at, the seats are modular. So I can distance the seats so people aren't on top of each other. But of course they have to wear a mask when they come in. But people might feel too apprehensive about going to the theater. And I don't know if I want to go through the expense of renting the theater on top of the expense of my rehearsal space and then I'd recoup the money with the ticket sales. I'm still on for the Christmas show. It's further down the line, so hopefully by then things will be better. But that show also, I've already planned it out so that if we have to maintain 6 foot distance between performers as well as the audience and then be masked, we can do it. In fact, I found online and I can order it. Part of the show, the Christmas show, there's the troupe called the Velvet Kittens. And there was that little cat ears that they're wearing, the dancers do. I found great cat masks that makes their face the bottom of the half, like pretty female cats. And they weren't expensive. So, that way I can even mask the dancers. And it's kind of cute. It'll go with their costumes. So I've planned that out. So hopefully the December show will happen. Right now, my October show, I was going to announce it this month, but I'm kind of holding off to see what's going on. So I probably may not announce until August for the October show. So I do have a show planned at the end of February. We were going to bring back Slave Letters because it will have been 5 years, and that is such a pertinent show with what's going on. And that show also we could easily do social distancing with the staging of it. So as I said, I plan stuff so that actors can perform safely at my theater and the audience can be safe. But the October show, if the cases are going through the roof and everybody's still very nervous about going out, I may just go ahead and cancel it. Hopefully by the December, we'll be able to do the December show. I think I will still do the December show because that one I'm solid in being able to do the distancing. And it's such a fun show. And I think people will want to laugh because it's a great comedy with great music and great dancing. And people will need a break. And if we can do it safely, this would be I don't think I'll make money on it. Hopefully it'll just break even. But at least this will be my gift to my patrons and the people that follow me as an artist. So those are my thoughts as to what's going on here July 3rd. I took Trinity to the vet so they could look at her, little wound because I'm a very concerned parent. And the vet was like, yeah, what you've been doing with the Neosporin and washing it, it's good. And I said, well, she keeps licking at it, but it's like on and off with the licking. And I know when she does it is right after I do the Neosporin, she wants to lick it off. So they gave me a cone of shame for the dog. So when I apply the medication on it, she won't turn around and lick it right off. Because the rest of the time she's leaving the wound alone. It's just like the first hour after I put the medication on her that she just keeps licking at it. So, and I was hoping to get her shots because this was going to be her annual checkup. Because from what I understand from the prior owner, she had her checkup in July last year when they gave her all the shots and stuff. And, but they weren't going to give her the shots till the wound healed. I was like, okay, so I guess I'll have to go back. So that's my news. Like, subscribe, share this video if you want. I'm approaching the 100 video mark of Corona days, whatever, plus however many days I've been doing this. I may just stop it at 100 and then start a new batch and not necessarily do the plus number. Because I feel like I always have to talk exclusively about Corona or tie it into Corona every time I want to do one of these videos. And there's other stuff I'd like to talk about too, even though I do go off topic on these videos too. Or do the first 100 days and then do the second 100 days. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But as I say, like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, share this video. Please, I want more subscribers. Please, 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 please. I see you out there. You want to subscribe. Go ahead and do the subscription and then ring the notification bell so you can be alerted every time I put up a video. So if you watch this evening, have a good evening. If you watch this tomorrow, have a good morning or good afternoon. And wear your mask. And have a happy 4th of July. Do something fun but safe and maintain your distance. Bye.